Hey everybody, we just shot this really fun class over on Facebook Live where Mel shows us how to make these cool kind of sun catcher cool things.
And we show you how to hammer a thicker gauge wire. This is 14 gauge copper, and you could use aluminum. And then how to take your leftover beads and string them from it and create rainbows as they hang in your window.
And the sun comes through. Really cool class. Thanks for joining us. And if you're watching this on YouTube, consider subscribing. Maybe give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and we will get back to you. Let's get into it.
Check it out. Here are some examples of some of the sun catchers or wire hangers. And a lot of these, you guys, some of you might have a jig where you can, you already make like really cool kind of shapes. These I actually just did with round nose pliers. I think I used actually all of these I just did with round nose pliers. You can use your wrap and tap as well. Here, I think I may have used a spice bottle. So I just kind of rounded it around a large spice bottle and then made a loop. We won't be showing you this one today, but here I actually just strung with the 24 gauge wire a bunch of beads and then just wrapped it right around. You could do that with a circle or with a teardrop, kind of with anything.
So you just coiled it to end it there.
Exactly, and then just kind of smashed it down. I thought that looked very pretty, and this one really does catch a lot of light too.
Oh, cool.
So that's kind of nice. Most of these I wire wrapped here, but I also wanted to point out that when I could, and a lot of times you can do this with a Swarovski crystal or most crystals and some of your glass beads, is I just use jump rings. So if you're not really comfortable with wire wrapping, you can actually just hang everything with the jump rings, which I thought was kind of a cool way to do it.
That looks nice.
Here I went ahead, and we do have a class on wrapping briolets. If you'd rather wire wrap them or you don't have the jump rings, this is probably one of my favorite things to do, but it does take a little bit of practice for sure.
That looks nice.
And either way, you're going to get the same amount of rainbows, whether you wire wrapped it or you use the jump rings.
Or if you glued it on. No, just kidding.
I don't know. You have to use some pretty strong glue, huh?
Yeah.
So I also just want to let you guys know, wherever you get your beads, you may have beads at home. These were a lot of beads I just had at home, and I love it when you only have one of a bead and you don't have it for like pairs of an earrings. You don't know what to do. This is where you use that project, or you're like, what am I going to do? You can mix up glass. You can mix up sea glass.
That's exactly what Donna just said. This is a cool way to use leftover beads.
That's exactly it, you guys. So we have, my daughter and I have like a couple boxes of just kind of this guy right here. It's so beautiful. It's lucite. It's plastic. This one's plastic. Some of them are Swarovski. Some of them are quartz. But as long as you have stuff that you can see through, you're going to get reflection from the sun. This one I know is kind of funny since it's black, but that's my daughter's favorite color now. So this is the one she wanted me to make her for her room. So we're going to hang that in her room window. I'm going to go ahead and scoot these guys over because I was going to show you guys today this one. Because I liked how this, you were able to use 2 different dangles, which I thought was really pretty. And also, it kind of reminded me of like a heart. I thought it was kind of a little bit more substantial.
Well, 3 dangles. You got the middle guy there.
That's true. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Very cool.
First, I wanted to point out, whatever shape you choose to make, you can wire wrap onto regular chain if you'd like to, like chain with links. Here I used, because I just thought it would be even more simple, our ball chain. And we have these little ball chain kind of end caps.
Yeah.
And I think there'll be a link that you guys can see.
That's the other thing I like too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, perfect. So these guys are as simple as can be. I'm going to actually show you guys how I just took some ball chain, which is very inexpensive, attached it to one end, and I'll show you how. Scoot this guy over here. These guys come, I think, in a packet of 2 because they're great also for necklace if you're ending like a necklace. And you're just going to figure out whatever length that you want. This one I made pretty long. Maybe you want to do these shorter, especially if you want to do it as a holiday ornament. You probably do want them shorter. And I just... Am I still in the frame, Lisa?
You're good.
You pop it right in there, and you can actually almost, you're supposed to close it with your flat nose pliers, but you can almost even do it with your hand.
It's so soft, huh?
It is, it really is. But once it's closed, there it is.
It's like a little clamshell.
Yeah, it's totally in there. And then you're good to go where you can go ahead and with a jump ring or wire wrap, you connect it right here. So you connect it right there, which is kind of nice. And I always like to make my own hook, which this, you guys, where you can see here, this little hook on the end so that it can kind of hang from anywhere. I just used some wire, copper wire, and my round nose pliers, and I took my, it was maybe about 3 inches of wire, and then went ahead and made a loop here, and then just turned this loop here.
Perfect.
And then to make it a little bit harder, then hammered it. And I'll show you guys that in a minute. So here it is actually hammered, you can see. And this works out so well because you can also just open it up and hook it right into a little end cap, or clamshell, I should say.
Just open it like a little jump ring.
Exactly. This would work perfectly too for any necklaces when you want to make hooks too, if you kind of run out of other clasps. I like them as just even better than just a regular clasp. It's a clasp, right?
Yeah.
So you guys, I took about, I would say this is maybe 12 to 14 inches of wire.
Here, let's move it. Would you be more comfortable?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, that's good.
We'll put this here.
Awesome.
So you can move some.
You can make any size that you want. The one that I made was quite large. So here, this is probably, am I moving around here?
I'm trying to get it in the right spot.
So I actually just used my hands when I did this. If you want to put a pen in the center, you can. But I actually just made a loop like this. Just like that.
Oh, cute. Easy peasy.
Right? Now, if you want to make them, and you kind of have your heart there. And then I went ahead and took my round nose pliers. And I think it helps if you want to have a bigger loop to kind of choke up here. So that you don't get a tiny loop. And then I just started to come around here and turn it. So it's like this. And the nice thing is before you hammer it, this is pretty malleable.
Yeah.
And then I went ahead and did it over here too, choking up pretty far on the plier so that it doesn't end up being too tiny.
You could use your wrapping tabs for that too, right?
Absolutely, yes. And then just kind of turned it. Just like this. Here you can see again where I made that first loop, and then you just turn it, and you could even cut one really short if you wanted one to be super short, one to be really long.
Now see, I would like spiral that.
That could be,
Cute, huh?
I think that'd be pretty too. I think if you do spiral it, then you know you're going to be wire wrapping into that. If for any reason you want to start your little hangers like this, my favorite part about kind of cheating is if you don't make a full spiral, you can actually completely do these on your own, not have to worry about it being attached, and then just put them right on there in the end.
Plus, if you made a spiral, the middle would be, you'd have to reach way in. So
You would, so it'd either be a really large jump ring or a really large loop, which I did do some pretty large loops here, which that's just by choking up pretty far on here. Now I'm going to show you guys how I work hardened it by hammering it. My favorite chasing hammer, you can use any chasing hammer, but I do have this same one at home, this Fretz one. It's so wonderful. Lisa got it for me for a Christmas gift years ago. And I just want to make sure that I kind of hold on to it here so it doesn't get too kind of warped, and you just start hammering. If you like the look of making it thicker, you can hammer harder. I also like being able to make sure it's just a tougher piece of metal.
So you're doing it not just to make it look pretty, but it makes it keep its shape.
Exactly. And you can hit it, flatten it as much as you want. The one thing I will warn against, I did this on one, is when you go to do the center part, hit, but don't hit too hard here because you could split it. Does that make sense? Wherever it overlaps, don't hit too hard. And then if you want to make it a little bit shinier, you use your peened edge, which I love that look.
So that makes it reflect more light.
Oh, it's so pretty. And you can see sometimes it starts to kind of curl up here, and that's when you'll just kind of shape it. You can also use your, why is my mind escaping me? Mallet. Plastic mallet to kind of have it lay flat at the end.
You're good. Look at you go.
Doesn't it already look so pretty?
And if you're just joining us, like Carla, hi Carla, she asked what gauge we're using. So that's 14 gauge, but you can use maybe a little thinner and definitely thicker.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Yeah, you could do 16 and definitely go 12 or 10. And I just wanted to show you guys on these because this really finishes it off so nice, and it's so easy. I mean, you see where you just make 2 loops for your hook and then carefully hold your fingers to one side. I I make sure that I don't make the end too thick if I'd like to put my jump ring or feed it through your clamshell. See if this is going to be here. If you want, you could also hammer it a little bit harder once it's through the clamshell, and then you know it's not coming off. So check that out. So this guy's not going to come off. It can't. And now you have like that little finishing hook touch.
Nice.
Once I have this guy, however I like it hammered, this is kind of nice to make this a little shiny. Then you can start making, I'll show you guys, I might even move the bench block over. Is that okay? To show them how I did this? Okay. Let me scoot this, you guys, over here.
You're done with that loudness.
I went ahead and I grabbed like a huge smattering of beads when I did these, like just a bunch of them. And at this stage, it's kind of fun to play. Like if you know you had a family that likes a certain color, or they have like an ocean theme in their house, you can grab blue. I loved the greens and yellows here. And if you don't know, I kind of like the idea of even using just clear. It looks so pretty. And if you think these are a little close, you can always pull this out a little bit. So at that point, I just kind of start playing, like what would look good. And the key is with your middle one, make sure it's something that's not going to hit that last loop. This actually is really pretty too.
You think of everything.
So that's kind of like a fun way of...
That's the fun part, huh?
Isn't it though? Like with all your beads, I just think it is really fun.
This one's awesome.
Yeah, that one's pretty, right? Like that would be pretty like that with the greens. And like I said, I'll show you guys with this. I think this one I used a 4.25 or 4.25 millimeter. I mean, probably 4 or 5 millimeter jump ring. Open that guy up. And you guys, you can actually, with some of your beads, especially the glass and the crystal, you can just pop it in like this and feed it right through here. And you don't, like I said, you don't even have to wire wrap it. Let's see if I can do this with the camera right there.
Perfect. Cool.
Like how easy is that? And that already looks so pretty.
I love the movement too.
I do too. And then, let me just show you with your other jump ring, you'll grab your little end cap and then feed it right through here.
Oh, right at the overlap. Cool.
And then, I mean, how easy is that? That you've already made it into a hanger with nothing more than 2 jump rings.
That's easy. I love it.
There it is.
Oh,
so then I just finish these guys individually, and then at the end,
wire wrap them on.
You guys. So you wire wrap these, and we have the wire wrapping fundamentals class. So you could do these. You could do rosary loops, or I went ahead and did wire wrap loops. And the best part is, then you just move this guy off to the side, and
just pop it in.
Pop it right in, and you're all set. You might kind of want to rock that back and forth so it won't come out. And boom, you're done.
Wow, it's so pretty.
So I'll show you guys the final one without the green. Maybe I'll probably finish the green one. I'll bet you tonight I'll bring it back in the new year. But was this guy, which I thought, this one I think I'm going to give to our neighbors who live by the ocean too, because it kind of felt like water to me.
Yeah, it looks like it. Pretty.
That's it.
So put up any questions that you guys may have. That's so cool. Now I'm going to make these